the sublime sovereignty of unconditional love. So much did the human race love to abide by the divine will that it imagined itself vulnerable by identifying itself as the darkest of darkness, to allow its light to shine unconditionally into the eternal becoming of the illusion of separation. The aspect of unconditional love that radiates the purest and most unwavering innocence volunteered to play the role of the champion of free will. That aspect of divinity is also the only one capable of creating unconditional harmony when incarnated as the Tao or Sublime Sovereignty. The human race represents this aspect of its being as the divine childhood, the aspect of divinity that has become the human ego, the only aspect of divinity capable of risking its integrity by plunging into the depths of despair, by imagining that ignoring the divine omnipresence in the eternal becoming is possible. In the journey of the hero or heroine of infinite faces, the one great divine illusion is to ignore the divine nature of the ego's role in the human experience. Divine will and free will are one and reflect each other as they recognize the divine omnipresence in all that is. The order of creative harmony accepted the offer of sublime sovereignty, inoculated her with the protocol of the ego to conceal their identity and fulfill her assignment with pristine diligence, and granted her the one fierce grace as an omnipresent companion throughout their journey through the universe of separation. For example, the one fierce grace is presented to us on multiple occasions as angels, as yokais, as dragons, as spirit guides or ascended masters, fairies, totems, as unexpected miracles, and as synchronistic events, to mention a few forms accepted within the protocol of the ecosystem of separation. In the Codex of Sublime Sovereignty, the ego is celebrated as the aspect of divinity that draws on its nature as unconditional love, filled with fierce grace, to embody the divine will to experience itself through fear. That is, it has the experience of the impossible denial of its essential nature. In summary, the successful experience of the integrated consolidation of the illusion of the universe of separation required a total immersion of some aspect of divinity to experience itself in a system that had been conditioned by the strict adherence to a protocol of rigid restrictions of access to the consciousness of oneness, which began with the concealment of the essential nature of divinity at the moment of imagining itself immersed in the role of the ego. In the simulation of this separate universe, and ended with the revelation of the essential nature of the ego when it re-emerged from the simulation as the victorious paladin to integrate its experience in the consciousness of oneness. As the human race's participation in the creation of the universe, illusion of separation has culminated in unprecedented success. Gaia is awakening and reactivating her essential nature. As many Gaians are recognizing the futility of the protocol they had been following to remain immersed in a simulation that self-generated intense and repetitive traumatic experiences of helplessness and desolation, which consists of the loop of constantly processing the impact of the external reality perspective of life that had been internalized as their own, and are choosing to regain their capacity for equanimous discernment and become the creators of a full life, like their original magnum opus, while enjoying the eternal becoming of life, expressed in the transition from the universe illusion of separation to the universe reality of integration, expressing the vastness of unconditional love, creating ecosystems that breathe the one sublime sovereignty, omnipresent in all that is. The infographic below shows the protocols of the interdimensional creative systems that are currently available to Gaians during the transition from the illusion of the universe of separation to the reality of the universe of integration. Each of them leads to the immutable truth. Note, in the Codex Sublime Sovereignty, the divine ecosystems represent the different dimensions or strata of conscious experience, which contain scales of density. In the illusion of the universe of separation, only 4 types of ecosystems can be reproduced. That is, there are only 4 scales of density that simulate in inverse proportion the protocols of the reality of oneness.
Soy Angélica, creadora de Espacios del Alma. Gracias por vernos. Más información sobre el Códice Sublime Soberanía pronto.